Mr. Speaker, sir, I stand to vehemently oppose this amendment, Mr. Speaker. This amendment is no different from the original motion. It is the same, the so-called square root, which does not exist anywhere in the world, Mr. Speaker, sir. We are supposed to talk of equality, equity, equitable society, and equitable development. But here, what we are talking about is some people are more equal than others. This is the animal farm, Mr. Speaker. Let's say the truth the way it is. In regions which have suffered tremendously from independence to date, especially the so-called marginalized regions, have suffered enough, Mr. Speaker. We are being marginalized the way the map shows. The sessional paper number 10 of 1965 is the way this formula is dividing this country, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, sir, the principal finance system, the principles of public finance, Article 201(b)(3) states, expenditure shall promote the equitable development of the country, including by making special provisions for marginalized groups and areas, Mr. Speaker. Are we thinking of even that? Everybody who talks here and who is talking for this area are from the developed regions, where they have had everything they have the roads, they have health facilities, they have water. Where I come from, there's no water, there's no roads, there's no health, and still I'm being told you are getting more money. What monies? When there's oil in Turkana, the people run to that place and say, bring that oil here to the central government. But when it comes to revenue sharing, Turkana does not, you don't need to give them anything. When you talk of the windmill, the wind generation in Marsabit, it is brought up to Suswa. The people are the same thing. If the coal in Kitui was used, it is the same thing. What is this thing about the center? And these ones who have always have it, we will not accept that. This is not right. It is not fair. It's not acceptable. We cannot be allowed to be pushed to the periphery every time. What is 316 billion? It is nothing. When you get billions and trillions from the national government, and you still talk about these areas. Mr. Speaker, sir, these 2 years is nothing. It is a waste of time. As Senator from Makueni said, you want to kill us, the knife is there. Do it. Stop talking other politics here. Stop talking about this or that. We have had enough. We are tired, Mr.
Let's consult in low tones, Senators.
We are tired. We will not keep quiet throughout our lives. To be threatened, to be told you are being fed, that you come from areas with nothing, that there are only trees there. Come on. If you remove those areas of the so-called landmass, you don't want it. How will the map of Kenya look like? Show us the map of Kenya. It will be, if these people who say they have all the numbers and they don't need these areas, then they are free to do whatever they want. Give us federalism. Release us if you so wish. But this is not what we will accept. This is not what we were envisaging when we were talking of Kenya as one. I'm wearing this tie today, Mr. Speaker. This is the flag of Kenya. And nobody can intimidate me. Nobody can tell me that you don't produce this or you don't produce that. The money which everybody is trying to brag about comes from Nairobi. 60% comes from Nairobi. 30% comes from Isli. Okay? And then you are told you don't produce anything. 2 years down the road, it is not going to help us. Even whether it's 2 years, whether it is 5 years, I oppose it, and I oppose it to the last bit of my breath. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.